Hello everybody, Lewis Crompton here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you something I've never ever shared on YouTube before. This is a recording of a presentation I did in person at an event I was asked to come and speak at by 5D Capital Partners in Dubai at a very prestigious location. So I'm massively excited to share it with you. In the presentation, I reveal in more detail the Bloomberg featured star trading method that I created and I've used to teach students how to trade successfully and profitably all around the world. Not only that, but in this presentation, I reveal the secret to becoming a high-performing trader. No, it's not all about Rolex watches and Lamborghini cars. There's a deeper meaning behind why my community decided to learn to trade and are making a success of it because of their very reason why. So if you want to know more about that, then make sure you watch this video, like the video, share it with someone else who is interested in trading, who wants to become a successful and profitable trader, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well.
Guys, this is Lewis Crompton, financial market and trading expert, Bloomberg recognized trader for over 8 years, successfully coached 15,000 clients globally, empowering people to live the life they want whilst trading just 30 minutes a day. Massive round of applause for Lewis Crompton.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Goodness me, I've not had an introduction like that in a very long time. Incredibly, it's all true. And I'm as baffled as you all are as to how all that happened. But I think actually it goes back to what Jack said. Taking action consistently with something you're passionate about will lead to absolutely incredible things if you keep going. So it's so important that whatever you're doing, whatever you're passionate about, you keep doing the thing. Trust me, who's an entrepreneur in the room? Yeah, I'm going to do the hand thing. I'm sorry, it's part of my training. I'm just used to it. So if you're an entrepreneur in the room, again, raise your hand. Have you wanted to give up at points? Yeah, if your hand's not up yet, every day, oh my goodness, that doesn't sound good. And maybe you need to change something. Maybe you need to learn to trade. It's only 30 minutes a day, let me tell you more. So my name's Lewis. I am 33 years old. I know I look younger. I'm incredibly handsome. Somebody wolf whistled me actually as I came down the stairs. Did you see that? Who was that? It was actually me. I did it to myself, but you know, you got to get it where you can, don't you? And often I have to. No, I'm not going to finish that sentence. So yes, my name is Lewis, and I'm going to share with you a little bit today about trading. I'm going to share some other stuff as well. Share with you some of my journeys and my struggles. I've now been trading for over 9 years. October marks my 9th year. I've sat in a Rich Dad education. Anyone know Robert Kiyosaki? Yeah, so I sat in one of his seminar rooms thinking I was signing up for a property investment seminar. So I just had to go with what was in front of me. And guess what? It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Talk about serendipity, talk about law of attraction, or the universe is guiding you to where you're meant to be. The reason I'm stood in front of you in this room right now is because 9 years ago I was sat in front of somebody else, but sat where you are, and they told me about an opportunity and I took hold of it, even though I had no flipping idea how to do it. One of my favorite quotes is by a guy called Richard Branson. Richard Branson says, if someone offers you an opportunity but you don't know how to do it, say yes and figure it out after. Brilliant mindset, brilliant way to approach things. If you see an opportunity, you see something which fits with who you are and what you want to do, go for it. And that's what I did, because it was going to create the life that I wanted. So what am I talking about today? I'm going to talk a little bit about how to be recession proof. And now if you are based in Dubai and you're tax free, then maybe you are recession proof already, you lucky so-and-sos. However, 5% tax is coming in, so all those posts about tax-free ain't going to be true very much longer, are they? And also the cost of living even here is going up because certain people who will remain nameless are moving into the neighborhood, aren't they? Yeah, you will know if you know. And it's a very different world that is going on right now. It's very interesting. So I want to talk a little bit about why I am so passionate about trading, which, by the way, is tax-free even in the UK, if you do it the way that I do it. Who likes the sound of tax-free? Yeah, I'm really sorry if you get spat on. I get too excited to talk about tax-free stuff because there isn't that many tax-free opportunities in the UK, and trading is one of them. So that's why I'm passionate about sharing it with people, because it does make you recession-proof. Who likes the idea of making money as markets go up in price? Who likes the idea of making money as markets go down in price? Yeah, you can do that as well. I know a lot of you have heard me before, so I'm going to try and keep it a little bit fresh and not do the same old shtick that I always do. Always keep it a little bit different. So yeah, moving on to the next slide. My favorite trading day. Boxes in red, boxes in blue. The reason they're red are not because they were losing trades. The reason they are red is because they're trades I took as the market was going down. What you want to become, and I'll tell you why it's my favorite trading day in a little bit. Did I drop out then? Mike's getting sick of me. So you want to become a bi-directional trader. You want to be bi-directionally trading. That is what you want to be. You have more fun, you make more money. So you want to be bi-directionally trading. You make money as they go up, you make money as they go down. Everyone has fun when markets go up, but you want to learn how to have fun when you go down with the market. So, oh, someone's gone down already. Next one. How much do you know? So who in the room is actively trading? Oh, wow, a couple of people. Who in the room has tried trading before? Okay, yeah. I know some of you have been on my course. Where are you now, eh? That's what I want to know. No, consistency. Remember, we talked about it before. By the way, the course has improved. It's even better now. So who has got absolutely zero knowledge about trading? Okay, cool. Some of you as well. Fantastic. I like it when people have got experience. I like it when people don't have experience. Either way, there is going to be stuff through this presentation that you can really benefit from. Now, Bloomberg featured a method. The method that I teach people, the way that I teach them to approach the market, you can apply to any different financial markets. That may be Forex. I like to trade Forex. I see a lot of opportunity there. It might be crypto. It might be commodities. It might be stocks. It might be shares. It might be indexes. You can trade any financial market with this skill set. And the reason it was featured in Bloomberg is because we are data driven. We're not gut driven. We're not hoping for the best when we place a trade. We're doing it based upon what data teaches us. It may be not the most fun thing in the world to create data. I'm very much a fun person. I like to have fun. And sometimes there's aspects of what I have to do in trading which aren't the most fun. But what do? I change my perception about that particular thing and I attribute to it the outcome that I want because the outcome is fun. The outcome is what I want. The outcome is valuable. So that's what I focus on when I've got to do the things within my business which I don't necessarily enjoy the most. So this is going to take ages to kick all the way through. So the STAR trading method has 5 points on it. Number 1, chart mastery. Number 2, risk mastery. Number 3, strategy mastery. Number 4, mindset mastery. And number 5, optimization mastery. 5-pointed STAR. So we always start with chart mastery, understanding what the market is telling you. Who knows what candle patterns are? Yep. Who knows how to make a decision based upon what they're telling them? Couple of people, yeah. Less people. So you need to really understand what the market is telling you. Ultimately, it comes down to which direction is the market going to go next? Which direction? If you can figure that out, then you can trade successfully, you can trade profitably, but we want to protect your money. Who here believes that trading financial markets is risky? Who's heard that it's gambling? Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. It is gambling. End of conversation. I'm joking. It's not. It's only gambling if you don't know what you're doing. Do you think setting up a business is a bit of a gamble? Yes. Yeah. What makes it less of a gamble? Education, knowing what you're doing, having a support system in place. Yeah, all of those things which make taking a chance on a business far less risky. Trading is no riskier. I would actually say it's less risky. I also invest in property. I also have a business. Trading to me, my own trading, is less risky to me than any of the other forms of investment that I do. Why? Oh, cheeky. The reason is because I only risk 1% of my account. So if I have £100,000, say, in my trading account, how much am I risking at 1%? You lot aren't great with maths either, are you? So let me break it down. If I have £100 in my account and I'm going to risk 1%, I'm risking just £1. Do you see what I mean? So we keep it low risk. What does keeping it low risk do for us? I'm going way off piste here, by the way. Forget the presentation. What does keeping it low risk do for us? Keeps it safe. Keeping it safe, what does that do for us? It's easier to manage emotionally. If it's easier to manage emotionally, what does that mean? Sustainable. We can make better investment choices. What is the worst thing you can do at a property auction? Bid too much. And why are you going to bid too much? You're emotional. You're too invested. You want it too bad. You buy a bad property because you want to be involved in it. Hey, Liddy. You want it too bad. Women in the room, do you find it attractive when a guy is desperate and all over you? No. Why? Because he wants it too bad. Right? It doesn't work. It's the same with the markets. It's the same with business. If you go into a property investment thing, what they called auctions, there we go, I got there. If you go into an auction and you want it too bad, you're going to make a bad decision because you're too emotional. It's the same with your business. Stop being emotional. I'm not saying don't be passionate. Clearly I'm passionate, I can't stop flailing my arms around. But if you are passionate about something, that is brilliant, but don't let that passion and that emotion dictate how you then behave. And what I have to do constantly with people that I mentor is pull them back from the point of emotionality and have them focus upon the system, the strategy, and what we do as a methodology to actually place the right trades in a successful and in a safe way. So we risk only 1% to A, keep it low risk on a practical basis, but B, to manage the emotions so that they can trade better and consistently for the long term. I have got zero interest in people who only want to trade for 6 months. Why? Because you're going to make more money the longer you're involved. Is a business most profitable in its first 12 months or in its first 12 years? 12 years, you hope. Otherwise you're wasting your time. Right? So with the consistency that comes from trading longer term, and it doesn't matter if you've tried and failed, if you need to go for it again, that's fine. But whatever you're restarting, do it consistently. Consistency is the primary factor that leads to success. I was chatting to someone about this the other day, actually, and we were talking about 90% of success is showing up, right? Not right. Consistently showing up. Just turning up every now and then isn't enough. The right action consistently. What is it that gets people lucky? Because success, dare I say it, there's an element of luck. But you create your own luck by being there consistently. I was made aware of this, again, in terms of it came to life to me. I ended up in a conversation with a guy on an aeroplane. I always do. We were chatting about watches. It turns out he's some massive marketing director guy. Got loads of friends who are marketing director guys. End up like a speakeasy type place. Well, it was a burger joint called Pickle. Yeah, Pickle's good, right? Anyone had Pickle? Yeah, my first time, loved it. And we were chatting away, one of the ex-directors of marketing at Facebook and MasterCard and whatever. I don't know how the heck that happened. I just happened to be there, just showed up. And that luck of conversation, which is going to lead to something pretty amazing based on the conversations we were having, happened because I did what I do and I talked to people. Yes, there's luck that I was next to that person on the plane, but if I hadn't have done what I do consistently, talk to people, whether they want me to or not, then that's what is allowing that to take place and that to happen. I need to talk about trading, don't I? That's what I'm here for. Right, so chart mastery. We have to start off by mastering the charts. It comes down to, I'm just going to go through it quickly, it comes down to mastering the idea, what the chart is telling you, what direction is the market going to move in. And there's loads of different elements that we can use to analyze and to do that. Now, within the methodology that we have, we keep it simple. If you've ever been on YouTube to try and research trading, great, at least you've tried, I suppose, in one sense, but there's so much knowledge out there, you're not going to have anything in a consistent pattern. So, yeah, we want to be able to master the charts. There's different patterns that we use. There's about 3, 4, 5 different patterns that are the key patterns that we then apply to strategies, but you have to first of all understand what the market is telling you. Again, it's the same in business. You're not going to apply the wrong strategy at the wrong time into the right market. You're still going to be wrong because something is wrong in the equation. You want to invest in the right strategy at the right time in the right market or the right area, and it's exactly the same with trading. So we've got all these different factors that we can use in order to understand what the chart is telling us. And one of the primary ones that we use is called support and resistance. There we go. So support and resistance is just where is the market responding? Where do we have a response point within the market? That might be at a certain price. And if it responds to that certain price and we get a certain pattern, then we know that we're looking for the market to move in the opposite direction if we have that right pattern. So support and resistance is one of the primary things that I teach people to identify because that is where you're going to have the most opportunity. Is this going to work or has it died? There we go. I haven't actually introduced myself, so this is me. Jack, you're going to love this. So my name is Lewis, Bloomberg featured Forex trader for 8+ years, 9 years as of October. Public speaker, 15+ years. Spoken in front of crowds of like 14,000 people before, but that was when I was ordained in the church. I know, I don't look like a holy guy, but I am. Well, maybe not anymore. Property investor, 5 and a bit years. Trainer and mentor, 15 and a bit years. Golden Star investor, business owner, personal development enthusiast, accountability mindset coach, trauma informed. If you know what that means, you know what that means. I'm a fiance, a son and a brother, not to the same person. I ain't that weirdo. I'm a dogless dog enthusiast and I love to travel. So yeah, that is me. The reason I don't have a dog is because I love to travel. I don't think it's right to have a little pup at home, do you? When I'm just gallivanting around the world, unless I get one of them little, I was going to say something inappropriate then, handbag dog, shall we say, and I don't have a handbag. I'm not quite that far that way inclined. A couple of pictures of me showing the stage of Robert Kiyosaki in Cape Town. Loved that. I don't really like to talk about myself too much, so I'm going to move on now, but that is me. Please follow me on social media if you don't already. My name is @Lewis_Crompton, not @Lewis__. He's already found me on Instagram. He's found my naughty posts, so he's having a whale of a time. There's a lot of fakes of me on Instagram, so please avoid them if you can. So what is your North Star? And I'm only going to touch on this because I think Jack actually did an absolutely brilliant job. Can we give Jack a round of applause? Honestly, absolutely brilliant job, and I couldn't agree with it more. And this, again, out of the conversation I was having with these marketing execs, so like high up in these massive companies, it really brought this back to me because I was struggling within my own business with like a bit of tension between me and the business, not me and anybody else, just me and the business. And that question of why am I doing this? And the reason I was feeling that tension, I need to breathe out again. So the reason I was feeling that tension is because I'd lost track of my own why. I'd lost track of my North Star. And I had to reconnect with why am I doing what I'm doing? Because as the business has grown and I've brought team on, I've brought members on, my focus has changed away from my core passion and my core reason for starting the business in the first place. And so I had to go back, take a step back and reassess, what actually am I doing this for? Entrepreneurs, do you know what that feeling is? Yeah? So it was a real rub, and it was starting to make me not want to continue. I was having one of those weeks or months, if I'm honest, about do I really want to bother doing this? Because my focus was on the wrong things. Even though those things were important for the growth of the business, for me it was the wrong thing. Because my focus has always been people and helping people and doing right by people. My focus has never ever been about making money. But we know as a business owner, your business has to make money in order to survive, right? And I love what I do and I love the business. But when it was just me, it was so much easier because I didn't have to think about all these other things. I didn't mind if we didn't hit a certain sales target, didn't hit a certain whatever target within our business, because it was just me doing what I loved, which was helping people. But now the business has had to evolve. So how do I bring back that passion? How do I bring back that focus within my business? And one of the things I did was I reminded myself of what my passion is. I reminded myself of what my mission is. And it was when I was talking to this marketing exec and he said to me, what would you rather have, Lewis? Because you're saying you're about financial freedom. You're saying you're about helping people reach financial freedom, but we keep talking about profit and money. So where in your business are your metrics which talk about getting people towards financial freedom? And I never bothered having that metric because it was just me helping people. But now the business is growing, I've now had to put that in. And that's what I'm going to start doing. And the way he put it to me was brilliant. He said, would you rather, Lewis, help 1 million people become financially free, or would you rather have £1 million in your bank account? What do you think I said? £1 million straight away, off the bat. Yeah, sod you all, I'm taking the money. No, obviously I said I'd rather help 1 million people. And he actually said it slightly differently, which I've now worked into my dream, my vision of my future. Because my dream and my mission is to help 1 million people become financially peaceful. You see, financial independence, financial freedom doesn't connect with me in quite the same way. What I want to do is help every single person that I come into contact with become financially peaceful. Do you know what that changes about someone's life if they become peaceful? Do you know how that changes the way they interact with their loved ones, their family, their kids? My dad was a stress head growing up. Didn't have loads of money. He was a teacher. My mum was a teacher as well. He had to work at the weekends as a carpenter to try and make ends meet, which to come in very handy when I bought my own house and I put him to work. Loves a project. But he was stressed all the time. And as a result of that, he was an angry man. My memory of my dad as a kid was not him being present, was not him taking me fishing or camping or all of that sort of stuff. God forbid I wouldn't do that anyway. But my memory of him was an angry man. I don't want that for my kids. I don't want that for you or for your kids. I don't want to piss off my spouse because I'm stressed and worried about money. Even when at this point in my life, I actually don't need to be. And I want to be able to give that ability to not have to worry about money to other people. And for me, that's why I'm so passionate about trading, because I know that is what people can use to get there. It doesn't have to impact their whole life because they can do it in just 30 minutes a day. They don't have to have loads of money to start. They can do it with £300, £500 to begin with and then grow it over time. This skill set is something which changes people's lives. It's not about the money. Would you rather have true peace or £500,000 in your bank account? And by the way, there's no wrong answer. There really isn't a wrong answer. It's about what you want. I want peace. And the money. But there is a certain level of money that you're going to need to feel that level of peace, right? So I'm in the process now, and property investors in the room, you're probably going to hate me for saying this, although you've probably seen my stuff online anyway. I'm starting to pay off my property mortgages. Why? I don't want the stress. I don't have to worry about interest rates going up. I am a stress head. I overthink, I overworry. So why would I keep them when I'm actually happy with the monthly income? I don't need the stress of buying more property. I tried to buy a buy-to-let last year. It took me 9 months for them to turn around and say, oh, we don't actually want to lend you the money. Do you know what I mean? I don't need that stress in my life. I just want to be out there helping other people. That's what I want to do. That's my North Star. So again, going back to what Jack said, now every decision I make within my business is going to go back to that. Is this going to allow us to help people? Yes, I still need to be profitable. I'm not a charity, but I'm not desperately trying to make money at the expense of other people. And I'm in a privileged position where I don't need to worry about the business making money for me personally, that I can say no to people. If you keep your hand in your pocket the whole time, I'm going to say no to you joining my community. It's just very naughty, yeah? But you see what I mean? That's a level of freedom and choice that you have because you have something creating an income. And that's why I personally believe every single person should have multiple streams of income. And one of those streams of income should be trading. Because you need to have that element of peace in your life that you don't need to worry. So what is your North Star? What is the thing that you go back to make a decision for every other decision you make? And if you can't think of what it is right now, straight off the bat, then you need to really have a consideration, think about what it is. Because that will inform every decision you take for the rest of your life. I want to get a knighthood because I've helped so many people. That's what I want. You know Martin Lewis? Anybody know Martin Lewis, the money saving expert? Amazing guy, but keeps people poor. It's a poor mindset. Save, save, save. Stop spending, stop spending, stop spending. No, Martin. Save and then take that money and invest it. Investing is what is going to get you there, not just saving your money. Right, what informs every decision you make? I did that, didn't I? Right, cool. I think I smashed that. I was proud of that. Right, I've said that. So, why I believe everyone should trade. A couple of reasons. I've said a few of them. More time, so that you can focus on your North Star. Only need 30 minutes a day. People think that trading is going to take them all day long. It can if you want it to, or you can use a tried and tested system which takes you just 30 minutes a day. I just skipped ahead. More money so that you can fund your passions and stress less. Tax-free. Who likes tax-free? There we go. That's why you're all here. More emotional control so that you can handle the ups and downs of life better and not piss off your spouse and your kids. Actually be present. What makes people not present? A lack of peace. Because you're either too worried about the future or you're freaking out about something that happened in the past. I'm all about the peace now. There's a joke in there somewhere, but I don't know what it is. Right. As brand new traders, how can we stay safe in the market? So they've got a couple of things. I refuse to talk to people without talking about how they can stay safe in the market. It's my biggest thing again, because I want to keep people safe. I want to keep them peaceful. So the way that we do that is we have to manage our risk. Risk is the amount of money we stand to lose on a trade. We only ever risk within our strategies 1% of our account per trade, because you can have multiple trades in a row lose. And so therefore, we need to make sure that if that happens, we don't know when it's going to happen. You may have 2 or 3 trades in a row run out. And by that I mean stop out, as in lose money. And then if you're risking 5%, 10% per trade, then you've blown a third of your account if that happens. I don't want that to happen. If you're risking 1% and 3 trades lose, how much of your account have you lost? Come on, mathematics. 3%, yeah. Does that feel like a big deal? No, it doesn't. So what do you need to do? Risk a low amount but have high potential reward. So you've got macro risk versus micro risk. So we per trade risk 1%. If we have multiple trades in the market at the same time, most people have is 5 trades at one time. Very, very unlikely that all 5 trades are going to lose. But if they did, that's still a maximum of only 5%. Again, not a big deal. It keeps you peaceful. But the reward potential off of that 1% risk per trade may be 2 for 1. which means you could make 2% per trade. So that 5% risk could actually result in a 10% win off of that set of 5 trades in maybe 1 week, maybe 1 month. Who'd like to make 10% growth on their total money pot in 1 week? Yeah. What about off of 1 trade? Do you think that's possible? Well, you don't know what to answer with me now, do you? Of course it is possible. Not going to happen on day 1 or maybe even in your first 6 months, but that is the skill set you can learn to develop over time. What am I saying here? Right, I've got a guarantee, do I? What's that? Let's find out. What's my guarantee? My guarantee, I guarantee that if you are one of my students that you will never ever blow an account. Be honest, has anyone who in the room has traded before, have you ever blown an entire account? Yeah. Was it because you didn't use something called a stop loss? Yeah? You just had no idea what you were doing. Too emotional. You look like an emotional guy, Tej. Yeah, you do. Don't cry, it's okay. Someone get him some tissues for the crying. So, yeah, we guarantee that you will never, ever blow an account because we keep you safe. We have the right systems and the processes in place to make sure that you are not over-risked, you're not over-leveraged. We do not trade on leverage. We do not trade on margin because then you are putting far too much into the thing, which is then going to affect how you're behaving and operating on an emotional level. I love the fact that I have multiple streams of income. At one point in my life, trading was my sole income. It was the thing that had to put bread on the table. I don't eat bread. Gluten intolerant. Chinese takeaway on the table. That's what it had to do. And it was so much more of a stressful experience than it is now, because now it's not the thing which has to provide the money. I've got other stuff going on. Who likes the idea of having multiple streams of income? I don't even need to do this. You're all going to put your hand up. You're not 12 years old like we all used to be in Rich Dad seminars. Oh, yeah. Rush to the front. Loved it, Jack. I almost ran. It's like, God, I've not run in 4 years. I'm about to go there. Dear me. So, yeah, never going to blow an account with what we teach you to do. We keep you safe. So, rule number 1, never ever trade without a stop loss. Ooh. Does anyone know what a stop loss is? A stop loss is, yeah, you know. So a stop loss is when we have an automatic order. Again, we want to make this as quick and easy a process as possible. A stop loss is when we raise an order, we're in the market, and we say if the market goes against us by a certain amount, automatically take me out. So you don't need to be there to make sure it's safe and it's protected. You can be out doing what you want to do on jet skis. I've seen the videos. You can be doing that. You can be climbing up the Burj Khalifa, whatever it is. You can just be out at a restaurant, eating away, doing your thing, and the market is moving. And because the market's moving, it's making you money. You don't have to be there. That is passive, other than your 30 minutes a day. Who, by the way, still actually believes in passive income? You're all deluded. Put your hands down. Passive income does not exist. I'm not going to get into why. Because, well, I have to say it now, don't I? Yeah. So I don't believe in passive income because anything which is making you money, as a decent human being who is looking after your money, you should be making sure that thing is working the way that it should be working. Even if that's only 15 minutes a week. It's not entirely passive, is it? So just make sure you are doing that. So never trade without stop loss. Oh yeah, I haven't told you this story, have I? So this has no context whatsoever. So I was teaching in Switzerland, and this guy says, "Oh, you have to do it." He shouts out, "He's like, you've got to place a stop loss. You've got to place a stop loss." I didn't place a stop loss. I went out to buy a sandwich, and I came back and I lost £5,000. Yeah. Place a stop loss. I've just saved you £5,000 on a sandwich. Although prices in the UK are getting pretty close to that as it is anyway. So, we're all going to be in that neck of the woods soon. Never risk more than 1% on a trade. We've already talked about that and we've talked about why. When I first heard that people only risk 1% of their account when they're successful traders, I thought they must just be terrible traders. Because if you're such a good trader, why wouldn't you risk more? Again, we've talked about it. You do not know when the winners are going to happen and when the losers are going to happen. There's no such thing as a 100% winning strategy. If anyone tells you they've got a guaranteed strategy that wins 100% of the time, smack them around the face and run away. I'm looking at you. Why? Because it doesn't exist. 60 to 70% win percentage is actually really, really good as a trader if you're managing your risk correctly. There's a massive study done years ago by one of the largest brokers in the world, and they found out that at the bottom of websites and stuff, they say, 70% of retail traders lose money. Anybody seen that on the adverts? Yeah. Why? Because they're uneducated fools that are gambling. They do not know what they're doing. And they did a research piece on it, and the research showed that actually the majority of people trading as retail traders have more winning trades than they have losing trades, which doesn't make sense, does it? How can you have more winning trades, but yet still 70% of traders are losing money? What's the reason? The reason is because they're not using stop losses, because they're risking more than they stand to make back in profit. So if I risk £100 on a trade, I stand to make back at least £100 profit. That's balanced risk reward. Whereas what these people were doing was they either weren't placing stop losses or they were risking £100, but then they would cut the trade short at £50 profit. So their trades would end up losing when they lost more than their trades would win when they would win. Bad mathematics, bad systems. That's what leads to 70% of retail traders losing money, not using the correct systems and the correct processes. Who here owns a service accommodation business? Yeah, quite a few people. Do you think the systems you have in place allow you to make profit? Yeah, exactly. If you had the wrong systems, would that cause you to lose money? Yeah. So we need to have the right systems in place. Right, rule 3, never risk more than 1 for 1. Again, we've talked about that. How many minutes have I got left? 10 minutes, flipping it. Right, I'm going to go into my life story. We got this. Right, so I appreciate that if you break these rules, this is what I do to you. Might look familiar. I'm not opposed to doing this. I'm serious. No. Right, so before I move on to the next bit, and rush through it in 10 minutes. I appreciate that I've been talking a lot, so I want you to do something for me now. And just like Jack asked you to do when you obliged, or I hope you're going to oblige for me, please stand up where you are. Fantastic. Now I want you all to come and give me a hug one by one. I'm joking. Easy. So what I want you to do, are you ready for the next section, by the way? Yes. Are you ready for the next section? Well, 3 of you. So if you're ready for the next section, I want you to say, we'll do this one. If you're ready for the next section, say hurrah. Hurrah. If you're ready for the next section, say hooray. Hooray. If you're ready for the next section, howl like a wolf. Hello! Thank you very much for everyone who obliged. You can sit down. Thank you. Thank you. Nimbus. There we go. So, strategy mastery. This is the third part of the star trading methodology that you have to be able to master. Strategy mastery. As I said before, if you don't have the right strategies in place, how are you ever going to be able to make a success of trading the financial markets? Now, within star trading, we have got 5 different strategies which we trade. It sounds like not a lot to some people, sounds like a lot to others. The reality is you don't need hundreds of strategies to become a profitable trader. You need a few. And the reason I say a few is you want to be able to make sure that the strategies you're using can be applied to the market in its different stages. Just like property markets, I'm talking a lot about property because I do it and people understand it. Just like the property market, if you are using the wrong strategy during the wrong part of the market cycle, you're buying the wrong type of property during that cycle, you're going to find it harder to make money. It's the same with trading. Using the wrong strategy in the wrong market at the wrong time is not going to be a good idea. So we have 3 different strategies. We've got strategies that apply to these 3 different styles and phases that the market can be in, and then we've got 2 other strategies which work either way of what's happening in the markets. So we have what's called trends, which we trade pullbacks. Then we've got another pattern which is called consolidation, so that's a breakout. So when the market's moving sideways, we can trade a sideways pattern. And then we also have reversals for when the market's been going in one direction for a long time and looking like it wants to move in another direction. So I'm going to actually draw for you here just to explain what I mean by this. So if we have got a market which is doing this, we can trade this pattern. I'm going to do it a little bit more. And then say it gets to this level and it starts to do this, which means we've then got what's called a consolidation pattern. We can trade that as well. And then the market's been moving up. It now moves sideways. What do you think it might do? Do you think it might go up from this point or it might go down at this point? Any guesses? Either. It could do either, but for the purpose of my experiment, I'm going to say it's going to go down. So we've got some cool stuff here, which is telling us the market is going to go down. So we can then trade the market in a downward direction. So what we've just done is we've made money as the market goes up. And this could all be one market. We've then made money as the market goes sideways. We then use a different pattern, a different strategy to make money as the market goes down. So regardless if the market is going up, down, or sideways, it's like a little dance on TikTok, isn't it? Up, down, or sideways, then you have got a way that you can make money in the markets. So if you're making money as markets go up, down, or sideways, are you recession proof? Yeah. Is that giving you a financial income which is irrespective of what is happening in any other type of market? Regardless of what's happening in the news, regardless of what's happening in your own local country's economy, regardless of any of that, then you can be making money, and that's going to do what? What's that going to increase for you? Peace. Someone was listening, yeah. That is going to increase peace, right? The reason I can invest in property is because of trading. Because it generates me enough cash that I can then use to go and buy properties. My plan now, because I hate lenders, absolutely hate them. I think I'm not going to say what they are in case someone sues me. I think they're scumbags. But anyway, scratch that from the record. So yeah, you want to make sure that you are trading all these different strategies so that regardless of what's happening in the market, you have a tradable opportunity. Often what I notice people do is they'll learn one strategy and they'll stick at that. Now that's not going to be a bad thing. They're still going to be making money, but they're going to have longer periods of time where they don't have an opportunity to trade. So what's the best way to increase your ability to take more trades? Increase the number of strategies, which apply to the different stages that the markets will be moving through. So we need to master our strategies. Oh, I've already talked about that, haven't I? Well, I'm very good. I don't even need this. So there's 3 types of pattern. There we go. So what's the first decision you must make as a trader? What's the first decision you need to make? Don't get emotional. Yeah, that's not a decision. That's a state of mind. Yeah. That was deep, wasn't it? Oh, I liked that. What to buy? Yeah, close. It's more to press, because you'll probably look at the market. It's whether or not you need to press the buy button or the sell button. I'm going to have to stand here for this bit, I think. So are you going to press the buy button or are you going to press the sell button? So I want to do some simple pattern recognition here with you. So I want everyone to shout out the answer when I get there. So what's under that question mark? So buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. Let's try that again. Buy, sell, buy, sell. That was just as terrible, but yes, the answer is buy. So nice, simple pattern recognition. What you want to be doing as traders is you want to be buying at the point the market tells you to. If you're doing it based on what you think and what you feel, then that's a no-go. We do not gut feel trade. We base it upon analysis. We based it upon testing. Every single strategy that I teach my students to trade has been tested for a minimum of 3 years. Now, I'm not saying we sit there every day for 3 years until we actually trade it live. We can go historically into the market to see how the particular patterns and systems we're looking at will actually apply to the market. Now, when I'm talking about patterns, that is a style of trading called technical analysis trading, pattern recognition, pattern-based trading. And the reason why you want to be a pattern-based trader versus a fundamental trader, I've got nothing against fundamental traders. I just do not have the time for it. I do not have time to go through the news, go through the Bloomberg stuff, whatever it is that tells me about what the different markets are and all the economic stuff behind it. I don't have time for that. I'm busy. I've got Chinese takeaway to eat. It's at the door. The Ring doorbell's kicking off. I need to shut it up so I can go and answer it, but my door's a bit jammed. That's what I'm focusing on. I've got a very busy life. So I want to do that. I don't want to be sat there. And I think sometimes fundamental traders, they think they're all that. They think they're fantastic. They think they're great. And they're like, oh, but have you read Bloomberg? No, I haven't, mate. Why would I bother? Why have you bothered? Like, you've got a real job as well, and then you're spending your time at Bloomberg, like, looking at whatever it is, which means absolutely nothing. Why would you do that? You do realize these companies who invest in the markets, who do have fundamental analysis people on their team, analysts, there we go. Not analysis people, analysts, that's what they're called. They literally pay them tens of thousands of pounds a year to do that 9 to 5 every single day. And you think Johnny Blogg, sat at home on your laptop in your knickers, in your missus' knickers probably, some of them, you think you're going to do a better job of analysing the market and finding an opportunity? Are you mad, mate? No, just focus on patterns, which mean you can use our system, which means you're trading for just 30 minutes a day, which means you're generating an income around whatever else it is you're doing. I don't care how busy you are, you can find 30 minutes a day to make some tax-free money. Everyone should be trading. I know I'm biased. I know a really good coach, by the way. Really, really good mentor. I'll introduce you to him. That was a bit dramatic, sorry. So, what causes patterns? Does anyone know what causes patterns? I'll wrap up with this. What causes patterns in the market? Buying and selling. people pressing the buy button, people pressing the sell button. When you're trading the financial markets, when you're looking at these patterns, really what you're doing is you're identifying where people are pressing the buy button and where they're pressing the sell button. What you're doing is you're analyzing mass group psychology. When price comes down to a certain level, people then, and it responds to that level, that's because there's many, many people thinking price shouldn't go lower than that. All right, Charlie? You're not allowed to be here. You're too attractive. Thank you very much. There's only one hot man allowed to be at the front of the room. Right, I'm very warm actually. So you're trading mass group psychology. So if you're trading mass group psychology, you need to understand what is happening in the market. And I see people do this wrong all the time when they first start trading. This is one of the things we mentor them through. They look for where there's a response level and they go too close to it because they're like, oh, well, the market's been there before. Yeah, great. So what's everybody else doing? Everybody else is placing their targets, their stops, or their entries at that same level. So if they're doing that, what do you want to do? Be a little bit lower or a little bit higher to capture that. Makes sense? But people don't think that way. I've got 9.5 years worth of experience, which allows me to think that way and pass that learning on to other people. So, have you learnt something today? Brilliant. Have you learnt something today? Yes. Who else wants a Chinese takeaway? No, how dare you, get out. Right, so yes, my name is Lewis Crompton. I'm going to wrap up there and hand back over to Jack. I'm finishing. There we go, thanks mate. He was paying a lot of attention. There we go. So yeah, thank you very much. Give me a round of applause. I've been wonderful. So there you have it. What do you think? You've just learned more about the life-changing star trading method and how you can use it to start living that life of financial peace for you and your loved ones and creating that life that you truly want to be living. So if you want to know more information about how you can do that, then check out the description section of this video where I've got something for you that you're going to want to use, you're going to want to follow, you're going to want to download. So make sure you click on the link in the description with the free gift that I have for you. Remember to like, subscribe, and to share this video with somebody whom you think it may help. Speak to you later. Bye-bye.